Um, no problem. So within about 5 days of her patching, she put on her Schedule 5 painkillers and hasn't touched them since. Um, Even with the Epilin that she was on, she was still getting seizures. Um, and now it's a couple of months later, she is seizure free, doesn't use Epilin at all, able to drive again, be able to go into malls, which she wasn't been able to do before. And she's living a normal, healthy life, um, as healthy as it can be with me. But she is doing a lot better, and we are so thankful to this. So December we had been on a call, and I looked at the business side of it, and I went, "Well, this is great. There's a way we can make money." Only about what's it now, 3 weeks ago, almost a month ago, um, we had an event here in Cape Town. Met Chris, one of the top SPDs in South Africa, and that's when I fell in love with the company and the product, and really started seeing this whole product and my journey within it in a different way. So I'm going to hand over to Bev. Bev's going to give us the presentation, going through everything. So Bev, thank you so much for doing this for us, and
Thank
then it's all yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Edward, and good evening to everybody. So my name's Beverley Schafer, and I'm speaking to you from Paarl. So for those, I think most of you are around in the Cape area. But I think just also just on a personal story, my journey also started about last year. In fact, it's almost a year where I also felt like I needed something after I had left my career. I found myself caught up in a relentless cycle of brain fog, hair falling out, stress, lack of enthusiasm for life. And I was also searching online, funny enough, and came across a YouTube channel where I saw the presentation on LifeWave and made contact with Chris directly. But it was also that I was motivated for not only for my own health, but also for my sister who was diagnosed with turbo cancer last year. And I felt that I needed to just have a responsibility to my own family and take control of my health before something drastic went wrong. So I embarked on a journey of X39 on the and I've got it here on my on the 5th of May 2024. I wrote it down because it's very significant. I keep this empty sleeve to remind me how far I've come. And, I also only had, it took me a while, about 5 weeks before I woke up in the morning thinking that someone had kind of washed my windscreen wipers over my eyes, like ship, 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 ship. And I went, oh, the world is looking brighter. And it was subtle, but I picked it up and I started to have this incredible enthusiasm and joy. And so for me, I felt that I needed to share this product with the world based on the fact that it really does bring something to you. And sometimes you can't measure it, you can't quantify it, you can't stick it in a bottle and say, well, this is it. You just have to get people to trust and say, well, we really love you to try it for a 90-day protocol to feel the difference. So give me 2 seconds while I just share my screen. Okay, come no. Opening. Okay, there we go. Share. Right, you can see that. Put that on. And I would assume you can still hear me, correct? Okay, perfect. So here we're talking about having you been patched yet with what we call X39. It's a LifeWave product. And what's amazing about this product is it is very, very unique. There is only one of a kind on earth. And this is why it is so special and why we feel the need to take you through this presentation. So in essence, the company is called LifeWave, and they specialize since about 2000 and I think it's about 2012, he started the stem cell reactivation technology that he started researching and developed this to be an incredible flagship product in the LifeWave company. So it is stem cell reactivation. And what does that really mean? Well, it doesn't mean that you are recreating new stem cells. It just means you're waking up dormant stem cells. And that is in a patch. As you can see, the size of a 50-cent coin, as simple as that. And try not to overthink about how that's possible, but I can explain it to you. So what's important about this slide is we're showing you the credibility of the company. LifeWave was established in 2004. It's over in 75 countries. It started off actually quite well, considering when X39 was launched in 2019, just before COVID and lockdown. Over that period of time, over a year, it did $20 million in the world, which is still profound considering that everybody was in under closed door. And by 2022, it had climbed to 2023, almost $500 million. 2024 was really the exponential growth that the company felt and projected now to do over $1 billion this year. Why do we show you this slide? It is about the credibility of the product. It is about the fact that this company has just, well, we'll talk about that, but has been voted the #1 direct selling company product in the world today as we stand. And it has unique products that is nothing else available on earth. Okay. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. And who is the person behind this? Well, it is David Schmidt. He is a CEO and inventor of X39. He's a fascinating guy. And in fact, the slide is incorrect because just today, he's reached over 200 patents in the world. He comes from a family of science and inventors. So there's definitely a genetic line there. And as I say, he started to specialize in age reversing prior to 2019 when he started to work on stem cell reactivation. Why? Because they discovered that stem cells is the master of all cells in the body. When those things start going dormant, you start aging rapidly. And with aging rapidly, actually health goes down and deteriorates over time. So as we see in 2008, he started the stem cell research. It took 10 years just to get this one patch to market. Now, can you imagine spending 10 years just on this product? Plus $4.5 million to bring to market. It really is something special. And the fact that no one's, been able to get it replicated or even created before him shows its uniqueness. Right, it's patented. And when we talk about patents, it's very important, particularly in the USA. Why? Because patents basically have to do what the product says it does on paper. So it's got a US patent, and it says very clearly it's a result of elevating copper peptide, which is the master ingredient of a stem cell, including the activation, waking up of the stem cells, and then as a result, the improvements in energy and elevation of antioxidants. So it says it on paper, it does it in real life. Sorry, I always lose this little arrow. There we go. Why the stem cell X39 patch? Why is it important? And as I say this every single time, but it is because I'm blown away by this information. The fewer the stem cells we've said, the faster you age, but also the slower you heal. So a teenager has about 1 billion stem cells, all right? And then by age 30, which I thought was actually quite young, you already have dropped and you already only have 40% left. So there's massive aging that goes down from age 30. And now you understand why women tend to want to have their children before age 30. And then when you get to age 60, the number is dropped all the way down by 90%. So you've only got 10% left. Now, what does that mean? Well, if I fall, and that's my age as we speak, 60, is if I fall today, my recovery not being on these patches would be very long. I see people playing paddle tennis. They're tearing a calf muscle. They're hurting their knees. They're 6 weeks out. And I have been, for goodness, I play paddle tennis every single day. I play and recover and play and recover, and sometimes play 2 hours a day. Now, that for me, and I've been on in May, it will be a year. It has a profound effect on your body without you realizing it. So it's truly remarkable. And how does it work? Well, we talk about a proprietary form of phototherapy. So let's talk about phototherapy. You go out in the sun, you don't even realize it. You don't put any suntan lotion on, but you go out in the sun and you start stimulating your body to produce vitamin D. It is exactly like that. So it's a phototherapy. The heat of your body hits this patch, bounces back down, and forms a copper peptide in your body. And that copper peptide is the master ingredient, the master recipe of an active stem cell. So what's in the patch? Well, it's just nanotechnology, a bit of crystals and salts and a little bit of mesh. It's actually waterproof and nothing else. So there's nothing on the patch that goes from the patch onto the body. It's not a nicotine patch. It's not a hormone patch. It may look like one, but it's completely harmless. You can put it on a plant. You can put the same one on an animal. You can put them on a cat, a dog, or horse, and you can put it on your children because it is completely natural. And it reflects light, obviously, to activate. And you know what I love saying is that Einstein said many decades ago, the future of medicine is in frequency. And if you look at this reflects light to activate. It uses light frequency, although it sounds a bit woo-woo, it's clinically researched. It reflects light at a frequency to activate. So it's the same, it's under the same banner. Non-transdermal means nothing's on the patch. There's no drugs, no chemicals, no stimulants. It's non-invasive. Okay, so it doesn't enter in from the skin. So how to wear it? We see, according to this diagram, either 2 fingers down from the navel or just below that very sort of hard, high bone at the back of your neck. That's where you patch. You patch 12 hours on during the day, 12 hours off. And that's really how we do it. And we repeat that process. You can wear more than one at a time. I tend to wear the performance patch protocol because I'm in my 60s and because muscular and skeletal health is very important for me. I don't want to suffer from osteoporosis or anything, so I wear a specific 2-patch system every day. And of course, the key is to drink plenty of water. But the secret here is to make sure that you're not just drinking water. You're doing a little bit of lemon juice or a little bit of Himalayan salt in one of your drinks once a day, just to get the salts into the cells. Because what is very key, remember, this is frequency that goes through the cell. You actually want those salts to get to the cell. So it's not about gargling down 5 liters of water and running off to go and urinate. You actually want that water to be absorbed by the cells. All right, and this is clinically researched, all proven how and what happens when you start taking this or using the patch. So we know in the first few days, it is the only product in the world where 4,000 genes begin to reset. Within 6 weeks, the brain becomes much more balanced. Within 3 months, collagen increases. You'll start to see wrinkles disappear. You start to see the face changing. And then within 6 months, for me, which is absolutely key, is that within 6 months, the heart reverses in age. And clinically, around about 8 years, it moves back. Now, we know how many people die of heart attacks in the world. This, for me, is absolutely key. So David Schmidt calls it not an anti-aging, but an age reversal technology. Technology, not a medicine. So that's why it can come into every country in the world. Right, so what happens when you take this over a period of 90 days or more? So you'll start to see that you get increased strength, reduced inflammation. We're all suffering from inflammation because of the foods we take in, increased stamina, the energy and vitality, which for me is just, you can't spend enough money on vitality if you can get it. Mental clarity, restored muscle and skeletal condition, improving of sleep, and improving of skin, which I've seen. There we go. Again, just like your hair grows, I can't put the X39 here and think, well, I wanted to work on the neck. The X39 will go where the body needs it most, where the demand for the body needs it most. And we talk about the 90-day protocol because on average, according to the tests and research, it takes about 90 days for the average individual in the world to respond to these patches. But we also say that if you're over, particularly if you're over 50 for me, you should be wearing that patch for every 10 years of your age. You should to add on an extra month. Now, I've been on almost a year. I don't think I'm going to stop because for me, the benefits have been tremendous. But again, as I say, remember to drink that water, a little bit of Himalayan salt to make sure that the frequency travels through the cells. Now, this is an example of a 77-year-old woman who put X39 on her back of her neck. In the first session, there was no X39. That was the brain topography map. Where you see the red is the inflammation, lack of brain coherence. In 3 weeks, remember, you can see now the red is starting to dissipate, a lot more coherence. And after 6 weeks, complete turnaround, far better brain coherence. So it really actually can be shown and proven through these kind of heat wave maps that are done by certain doctors and hospitals. This is also remarkable. This is reduction in inflammation of the heart. Here is day 1. You can see the red of the inflammation in the heart and after 2 months. And remember, we said after 6 months, the heart goes back in age by 8 years. You can see this is 5 months. The heart has almost cleared entirely of inflammation. Here we have inflammation that we see on the back and the torso. This is after 30 minutes of wearing the patches. The red again is inflammation, how it has cleared remarkably, front of the body, how it's changed. This is somebody's hand. She had inflammation and arthritis without the patch, and then with the patch, you can see that that red inflammation has dissipated tremendously. And then, as I said, we can go on to horses. This was the inflammation reduction of a horse in 4 months. And there's a lot of vets that are using these patches to help healing. This is the horse that how he looked before with all that information. And then after 4 months, how much it had cleared. So it is really, I mean, animals don't lie. They don't, it's not placebo. These are measured facts. And our favorite Poplup, the South African dog that is international, probably could get a Nobel Prize for what happened to Poplup here. As you can see, Poplup was interbreeding of the dog. There's a lot of them struggle with paralysis in the last 2 legs or the back 2 legs. 4 days on X39, and that's old Poplup running around, still using both back legs like a little rabbit, but doing perfectly well and with huge amount of energy and vitality, and seem to be very, very happy. So again, as I said, animals don't lie. Now here we look at actual faces and how they change over time. For some of you that don't know, this is Dr. Stacy. She's done very well in her LifeWave business. This was her in 2021. She's been on for almost 10 years, I think 10 years or more already. This is her now. So 10 years later in age, it looks almost like the pictures should be reversed. This is incredible how her face has changed. Here you can also see how this lady has changed over a year. You can see how the eyes, the drooping of the eyes, the mouth, how that has actually returned back to youthfulness. So it really does have a profound effect on collagen. And then certain elements like vitiligo, after 3 months, this gentleman almost cleared. I mean, it's such a debilitating disease to have. And if you look at this picture, this gentleman is already actually improved. I actually am, I'm not even sure if it's the same one, but that's completely improved. Bell's palsy after 3 months, psoriasis after 10 days, you can see the difference. And wound healing, it's huge. 12 days, how much that has improved. Again, circulation, gout, all these kinds of things. Here you can see the patch in day 1, day 5, there's already been a difference. Here, if you go to an integrative doctor and they do a blood analysis, they first took blood without the patch on, and then 10 minutes after using X39, obviously your blood is supposed to be perfectly organized. The first picture is not how we're supposed to see blood, and that you can see is as a result of how the inflammation has improved and the blood has reorganized itself. Open wounds. It is absolutely big. Many, many elderly people struggle with open wounds. And here you can see 21 days, that wound has not healed over a long period of time. X39 heals very quickly. This gentleman, wow. And then how he changed over 7 weeks. This is a burn, and she put as many patches on as possible around that burn. And what a result after 7 days. Hair. Now, men will be very happy to know that hair grows back, and not only grows back from being bald, but also grows back in color. So getting your original hair back. This is 7 weeks, and then 6 weeks, and then obviously 3 months. So hair, a very important factor. This is the testimony page on Telegram. We don't make any claims around diagnosing, treating, curing, or preventing of any disease. However, we've got literally hundreds and hundreds of people that have put a testimony out there that explains what happened to them or someone they know when they were using the patches. So you can go on to, or use the QR code, or go on to a Telegram, and it's LW Testimonials, and you will see things like pain, cancer, Crohn's disease, blood pressure, whatever, to go and read up on what people have said about this product. For those people that want to actually get more scientific information, this is a fantastic site. It has the patents that are on there that you can go and research more, the research and studies. It's thisisit.info.com. And it's also great because you could send it to anybody in the world with any language. You can just convert the language on the website. Right, so when I said to you there was nothing here on earth that resembles or gets close to what we call these LifeWave patches, there is something that we could probably reflect on, and that is the stem cell injections. Now, you might have heard the word stem cell injections. They are around $10,000 for a course of 3. We know, and I've spoken to many people who have had these injections and it just doesn't, when they've got tremendous, like a tennis elbow inflammation for 20 years, it just doesn't work because you're putting other people's stem cells into your own and trying to get it to actually match. And really it isn't. So this is the closest we get to that. And I mean, you can't compare the price. So we know that LifeWave patches are it's over 95% effective, and is very non-invasive. You don't have to have injections of somebody else's DNA into your body. For me, it's really problematic. So it retails at $149.95 across the world. The price is the same. We have a depot in Johannesburg, so it gets converted into rands. But there is a way for you to get it cheaper. And I instead encourage everybody to join LifeWave so that you actually get it at $99.95. Now, the $99.95 means you get a whole sleeve like this. There's 30 patches in them. And what is excluded is the cost to VAT, which government, as you know, they're very short of money. They charge us as well as delivery. So we can't get away with that. But I suppose if you've got a company, you could. So it puts it on just slightly over $100. And it still is tremendously affordable for the effectiveness and efficacy of this patch when used consistently. It is quite incredible. Now, how do you enroll? Well, you enroll either via the 3 packages. So Core gives you that easy way in, which says you buy three packs of sleeves. And why? Because remember, we said we want you to be involved with it for 90 days minimum. So at least you've got your 90 days. Quite an easy way. And then you can actually use that. There's the advanced of 6 sleeves if you wanted to share it amongst family and friends and share the delivery cost. You could buy a pack of 6. And perhaps if you're interested in the business side of things, you would go in for 20 sleeves, because then you've got an opportunity to sell, and people are avoiding those costs of delivery charges, etc. If you can't afford these packs, you can come in just with $25. $25 is the annual fee that keeps you as a brand partner, and you immediately get the benefit to purchase one set, one of the patches, one of these sleeves at $99. So there is an opportunity for everyone to be able to get to use the product. And, you know, David Schmidt is quite amazing once you hear him speak. And he says you have an incredible opportunity before you today. That opportunity to bring healing, the healing power of light to everyone around you. And, you know, there is always a right time, the right place, and the right product. So there is a place for everyone in this business. Whether you want to just be a customer, just a user of X39, or you actually want to do a side hustle and like become a business builder, there's an opportunity for everyone. And, you know, I think today we realize that with the emergence of AI, we will all have to side hustle our way through businesses. Nothing really is guaranteed in life anymore. Definitely not our jobs. So I'm going to play this.
We all hope to age gracefully so we can enjoy our later years full of energy, vitality, and good health. But so often, with age, our bodies start to show signs that things just aren't as they used to be. Our energy, skin, healing and recovery time, sleep, it all just seems to go downhill. Unless you're using LifeWave. David Schmidt, our founder, creative force, and world-class inventor behind LifeWave technology, has recently achieved something in the field of regenerative science with a single LifeWave patch that researchers worldwide, spending years and billions of dollars, could not. Introducing LifeWave X39, the world's first product ever to activate stem cells, a true breakthrough in regenerative science that helps restore our bodies to a healthier, more youthful state in a way no other product can. The secret? By harnessing the power of LifeWave's patented phototherapy, X39 uses light to elevate a peptide proven to signal the activation of stem cells. Think about it. These are the cells that generate and regenerate all the cells and structures of the human body. They're the building blocks for our organs, tissues, blood, and immune system. They also serve as an internal repair system everywhere. But as we age, stem cells become less effective. Their ability to repair damaged tissue is reduced. In fact, by age 60, they've slowed dramatically. But all that changes when just one LifeWave X39 patch is placed anywhere on the body each day. Instead of older and less effective stem cells, X39 supports the production of younger and healthier stem cells. This amazing level of control over your vitality and well-being was simply not possible, let alone this easy, until now. And the best part? Like all LifeWave patches, X39 is safe, non-invasive, and incredibly cost-effective. Look what people are saying about LifeWave X39. Backed by clinical studies, multiple patents, and 20 years of development, any one of these benefits would be impressive. But X39 is so effective, it can influence everything about your body, how you look, feel, perform, and heal. It's time you experience the power of X39. Imagine investing in companies like these when they first went public and riding their growth to where they are today. Those who made wise decisions to get involved gained incredible wealth. Now it's your turn. When it comes to regenerative anti-aging science, stem cells are the future. And thanks to LifeWave, you are at the forefront of it all. Don't miss out. X39 puts you on the threshold of explosive growth in your business like no other product ever could. And all you need to do is try it and share it with others. The LifeWave X39 patch, an absolute breakthrough for your body, for your business. Live long, live well, live younger. Experience the power of LifeWave today.
So, as we said, this company has been going on for 20, in fact, it's 21 years this year. It's open in 75 countries. It's not a Me Too product. And when we say that word, we mean it's not like a powder that every other second company is promoting on, a shake for this or a shake to do that. It really is a unique product. There is nothing else on earth. And, as it's grown over the years and reaching over that over billion mark, there has to be credibility in the product. Otherwise, it just wouldn't grow to that extent. So that is proof in itself of an incredible product. What I can say is this year, this product and the life of David Schmidt will be a Netflix documentary that will be screened, I think, around June. And it will then put LifeWave onto the international map. And so we must actually help this product grow amongst our people, share it with the stories, because it's going to reach a real crescendo. And then, as I said, this is the #1 company in the world today. I see the slide is slightly out because it was just last week that they got the second year in the running award for the greatest growth of any network marketing company, and that is truly profound. Here is the Global Bravo Awards. As I said, they got the same one this year for 2 years running. So what is most important in your life? And I think that question is very, very important to understand why you're here. Is LifeWave for you because you want more family time? Do you want time freedom generally? Do you want more security in your life? Do you want to travel? Do you want better health? Do you want less debt? Any one of those questions will be able to be given as an answer through LifeWave. There is an opportunity for everybody depending on what their needs are. So let's talk about the business, because the business part is very, very important. There are 4 income streams in LifeWave. There's retail profits. Remember, we said we could sell it at $149. There's product introductory bonuses for every time you sign up members to use the product. There's binary commissions, and there's a matching bonus. So retail profits, generally, I tend to not use that very much. And obviously, if you're in South Africa, it's quite expensive to buy at retail. So I try and get everybody signed off as brand partners. But there is an opportunity to buy 20 sleeves and sell it at retail as your first income. But there's also product introductory bonuses. So at every time you're able to sell a core or an advanced or a premium, you get $35 into your account, advanced at $75, and premium an incredible $405 as a bonus into your account. That has changed from where it was before. So before they used to spread that amount. This time you get the full amount, and that is really an incredible amount of money that we'll get off selling one of them. Then there's an opportunity to get compensation via the binary. And as you know, that we build up 2 teams, a left and a right, very, very simple. So the first click into earning a commission is building up with 4 people. 2 people on your left, 2 people on your right, and you become a manager. And depending on how well that team works, remember, everything is about team. That team commission, you could earn up to $25,000 each week from your binary commissions. So I'm not going to go too much into the technicalities of this, because you learn it over a period of time. We're just showing you the possibilities of income. Then you have matching bonuses, which works according to the levels at which you build up. So once you're a paid up manager, you have an opportunity to earn 25% of everything that your team does. And then when your team introduce new people under themselves, you earn 20%. and it goes down down the leg. And really, it's a minimum of 10 cycles, and you get your commissions weekly, but the depth is continual. Compensation plan. It is one of the most lucrative compensation plans. And the reason being is because David Schmidt is very, very focused on integrity and growing and helping generational wealth build up amongst everybody. So it is a very much of a flat structure where people starting in this business can earn quite quickly. There is a YouTube which shows you the details of the compensation plan, the one-on-one basics. It is on this address at LifeWave Global Team 333, and you can actually get more information on that. We talked about the first site, which was on the patents. This is the site, this is a team. .com is the site which has got a tremendous amount of business training. How to go manager, 10-step program. So these two websites are the most important if you're wanting to build a business. We also do a tremendous amount of presentations like this. We do one every single night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Tuesdays are in Afrikaans. We even have started a Friday, and we have an international one on a Friday at 8 p.m. We have a Thursday business training for those that are building a business, and on a Saturday at 8 p.m. for an international training. And then we also do live events on a Saturday, generally across the country. It's a great way to connect. It's a great way to have a face-to-face conversation. It is a great way for brand partners to plug in and bring people. And we want to grow that in the Western Cape. So we would then put and advertise our sessions that we do live in the Western Cape on the site. And then we have Facebook pages. This is it, team under groups. There's a tremendous amount of information that is available for those that are interested. Then we ask you to subscribe to This Is a Team. That is the, so if I must actually take a step back. This Is a Team is our team. South Africa falls under this big global team called This Is a Team. So hence why we actually link you to the This Is It team. And we're the fastest growing team in the world. And then Richard Branson said, if somebody offers you an amazing opportunity and you're not sure whether you can do it, just say yes, then learn how to do it later. I promise you, that was me. And I'm still learning. I'm still learning. And it is fantastic because this business coaches you to be an entrepreneur. It is the only entrepreneurial coaching that I have seen in any business. So you really grow and learn how to tackle this business going forward. Right, I'm just going to stop sharing there. So Edward, I'd like to hand over to you and perhaps just have a little bit of a closing or a Q&A, but that is the presentation thus far. Thank you.
Bev, thank you so much. Very informative. Well done. Thank you so much. I'd like to open it up to anybody that would like to ask one or two questions, just get a bit more info on it. Otherwise, what you can do is go back to the person that invited you, let them know your feelings, ask them questions if you don't want to ask any questions, and let them help you also decide if it's a good choice for you. Trust me when I say this has changed our lives in such a way. Bev, yours as well. I think Sunette, you can also attest to that. So if at any stage you don't want to ask any questions now and you want to go back to the person that invited you, feel free to do that. And we're always there to help you along the way. The nice thing is as well with joining this team, the company, is the fact that you don't actually have to sell anything. You just got to get a few people, whoever you can, onto a Zoom call like this, and we'll do it all for you. It's the easiest way to sell, and I've been in sales for 30 years. So this isn't even sales. This is just a group of people helping other people learn about a product that changes lives.
Is there anybody that wants to do a testimony or testimonial, as we call it? No?
No. Well, I gave Charlene's already, so
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for your time. I know it's a Monday night, and thank you for giving up that time in the middle of the evening. So we will connect again. I just want to stop this, and thanks all for joining.
Thank you so much.